Hey, I'm Kelsey from poofycheeks.com, where I share hundreds of free cut files, Cricut, and silhouette tutorials. And today I am going to show you how to use vinyl as a wrapper around a Starbucks cold cup. So let's get started. This is my first project of 2021, so I'm excited to get started, and you can check back here every Friday for brand new tutorials. So inside Silhouette Studio, we're going to go ahead and open up the file that I've shared, and I've linked this down below. This is a free cut file on poofycheeks.com. And we're going to open that wrapper file. It's hearts with a circle that's going to go around the little Starbucks logo on the cold cup. And the first thing that we need to do is just inspect this file. It does look like there's a couple of the little inside of the hearts that are really dark, which means somehow in the saving process there are two hearts, and so when you cut it out it might mess it up a little bit. So what I like to do is just drag these all together and delete them at once. The next thing we're going to do is select everything, the entire cut file, and we're going to drag it to size. We want it to be 11.2 inches wide. The height should be correct. And we're all set. So we're going to head over to the machine and we're going to load our material. I'm just using red Oracle 651 vinyl, and this is a scrap piece, so I'm going to line it up to the top line and corner and use my hands to smooth it out. There is a little spot that is kind of raised, so I'm going to grab my squeegee real quick and just squeegee that little bubble. After that, it's all ready to load into our Silhouette Cameo. And I'm using the Silhouette Cameo 4 right now. I love this machine. I've had everything from the first Cameo to the third Cameo to now the fourth. Once we have it loaded in our machine, we're going to head back to the computer, press send at the top, and what I like to do is change my depth to 2 and my force to 15 when I'm cutting adhesive vinyl. We're going to eject the material from our machine, and now I'm going to flip this over and peel the mat from the vinyl instead of peeling the vinyl from the mat, and this makes sure that it doesn't roll up as much, especially if you're using a new mat. When you peel off the vinyl, you can see how it starts to roll up. With my weeding hook, I'm going to go ahead and weed around the actual wrap shape, which I did cut because I'm going to show you how you could use this twice and you're not wasting any vinyl. I'm going to go ahead and clear out the center of all the hearts first and the center of that little circle in the middle. I've gone ahead and sped up this process so you don't have to wait, but we're just going to go through, like I said, each heart. We're going to leave everything else behind. And now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the big portion of this vinyl and try to peel it all off in one piece so that we can use it and make 2 separate cups. Just going to get the corner up and then slowly peel it, making sure the heart shapes and the little circles stay behind. And those little circles are not wanting to stick, so I'm kind of using my weeding hook to poke them through and make sure that they stay down as I peel this big piece. It was kind of a slow, tedious process, making sure I got those little circles to stay, but now we have this piece and we can use it to wrap a second cup. I'm just going to lay it sticky side up off to the side so that we don't mess it up while we're working with the smaller hearts and circles. Next up, grab your transfer tape and trim it to size. I'm going to use this gridded transfer tape because it's see-through and it's going to make it a lot easier to line that circle up with the circle Starbucks cup logo. I do prefer usually to use the paper transfer, but it makes it a little bit harder to see through. So that's why I like the see-through gridded for projects like this. I'm going to go ahead and lay that down over my design, then I'll flip it over and rub it with my squeegee. I do have to say this transfer tape is not one of my favorites. It's almost a little bit too sticky. And normally what I would do is stick it to a towel or even stick it to my clothing to kind of add some of the fibers to it and make it a little bit less sticky. But I forgot this step, so now I'm gonna have to deal with it. But in the meantime, we're gonna take that big piece of vinyl that we had, and now that we have our design onto the transfer tape, we can stick that back on to this adhesive vinyl backing. That way we can come back later or tomorrow and we can use this piece and it's just like brand new. Now it's time to put our adhesive vinyl onto our cup, and sometimes what I will do when I'm doing this initial part is put a piece of tape on the back of the cup so that it doesn't roll. But again, wasn't thinking ahead for this video. So I'm just gonna use my hands and just kind of line this up as best I can. I did use one of the grid marks down the very center of my circle, so that way I can line it up down the very center of the logo, and that makes it a lot easier. Once you get it exactly where you want it, you're gonna quickly use your hand and kind of press up and down through the middle, and then work from one side to the back. And then you'll come back and work from the other side to the back, just going over it with your fingers, even using your squeegee to kind of smooth things out and get them up onto that cup. To get some of that excess transfer tape out of the way, you can just use your scissors and trim it where the two ends start to meet and it starts to overlap, because you don't want it to kind of stick to each other. And then, like I said, I was gonna have problems. I knew I was. I'm kind of peeling that transfer tape. The adhesive vinyl wants to stay on the transfer tape because it is so sticky. So I'm using my finger as I'm peeling. I'm peeling with one hand, rubbing and using my finger with the other hand to kind of keep that adhesive vinyl down on the cup. And then once I get the transfer tape off of it, it's perfect. I just smooth my finger over it. Again, that was such a tedious process. I actually finished it off video because I didn't want to bore you guys, but in the end the cup turned out absolutely amazing and so cute. I cannot wait to fill this with some sort of red drink for Valentine's Day and be sipping on that. This again was the first project of 2021 that we've recorded, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We will be back every Friday of 2021 with new video tutorials for your Cricut, for your silhouette, and hey, we might even do some more epoxy or mock-up videos. So I hope you will join us.